campaign here from the administration is pretty light. It's pretty light touch, but is also quite cookie cutter anti-union campaign for a place like this where you don't want to come out too heavy-handed. I don't know any of the administrators in Pomona College. I'm not trying to speak for anybody or guess what's in anybody's head. I'm just saying it looks like the things that happen elsewhere. And the typical thing, why do you delay? Why 11 months after having 90% of people sign something are you still having conferences and negotiations and marches and all that stuff? The reason to delay for employers is to depress and demoralize workers and to wait for all of you student activists to graduate and go away and the thing to die out. The student thing is obvious. I mean, the history of administration, of university decisions made in the summertime is legion. But for workers, like, just to explain this a little more, right? The moment of organizing a union is this moment of optimism and momentum where people look around and say, hey, some things here suck, and if all of us got together, maybe we'd have the power to change it and to force management to do something that it wouldn't otherwise do. The goal of management is to convince people, no, you can get together all you want, you can be unified all you want, you can write petitions till your hands fall off and chant till you're blue in the face, we're never changing. So you're knocking your head against the wall, go home, forget about it. Right? That is the standard reason for delay. And this is not from me. This is what all of the management textbooks say. When management consultants are talking to each other, or talking to their clients, they say, there's a paper from Jackson Lewis, one of the big anti-union firms, called Time is on Your Side. Right? It's just like delay, 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 depresses people and is supposed to be an object lesson in the futility of collective action. Here's the very last thing, I promise, Sam, is that I think, as somebody who comes from a campus, I think there's an additional and important cost to realize to a campus community when something plays out like this. And again, I don't know exactly how it's going to play out, but if it plays out in a normal way. Which is, if the administration really knows that it's apparent that a majority of workers want a union, and that it's ultimately, it's incredibly affordable, and despite that, refuses to honor what is the apparent will of the majority of workers, and chooses to force people into a system that is designed to prey on their insecurities. In a place that is supposed to be about truth and honesty and integrity, I think the danger is what it does is it makes it so that no matter what your major is at Pomona, what the college will be giving you is an education in cynicism. Because what they're really saying, if you say, we actually know that a majority of workers want a union, but we don't want to give it to them. We know that we could do right by them and we wouldn't notice the money missing from our endowment, but we don't want to have to negotiate with our dining hall workers. The message that it conveys, I think, intellectually, is to students is this. It's like, you know that stuff we tell you in class about Plato and Shakespeare and democracy and equality and all that stuff? Like, you're kidding. That stuff is for inside the classroom. But when you get out in the real world, then it's dog eat dog and might makes right.